Hey, what's going on? This is Beesimus here. Welcome back if you're following along the MegaHive playthrough with Hulk. And if not, I suggest you go back and check out my previous videos, kind of catch you up to speed.
Be careful out there. We're all counting on you.
If you guys do feel that you are enjoying the video, please feel free to hit that like button. It's free, costs you nothing, helps me out. Also, there's the subscribe button if you guys are considering watching some more Marvel's Avengers gameplay.
Head for the location on your HUD.
So just a quick recap here. This is the third mission in the MegaHive mission chain. There will be 8 missions in total, and upon completion you will be rewarded with 2 exotics. So if you haven't been playing for a while, that has been updated. It used to reward you with just the 1 exotic. So, hey, something new.
These enemies must be defeated.
Alright, pretty self-explanatory, what to do here. Just defeat all the enemies. And again, this is what I would call like the decoy objective. Anytime you start a new mission on these MegaHives, it'll say 5 floors. But I would honestly say this one is 6 because once you complete this first objective, we're going to have to move on to another objective, and then we will move to floor 2. So again, that's why I kind of call this like the decoy floor or decoy objective. It's just at the start of every Hive mission, you kind of have that. Again, I guess it just keeps it about the same mission as the first one, where you'd have to defeat a group of enemies before you can even enter. Also, a little side note here, I've tried to change my capture record settings to be a little bit higher frame rate and bitrate as well. So if you could, let me know in the comments if this looks better, resolution, textures, frame rate, smoothness, what have you. Just kind of let me know. I'd like some feedback on how this looks. Hopefully, in my opinion, I think it looks a little bit better than my first videos. But let me know what you guys think.
The enemies have been defeated. AIM has a server bank nearby.
Right here you can see on the top left it still says floor 1 of 5. That's because, like I said, that decoy or dummy floor, and then we move on, and then we've still even got to take out this guy before we can get to the actual objective of floor 1. I just skipped him here, you can see.
There they are. Neutralize them. AIM will throw everything at you to keep their servers intact.
Okay, so this is the real objective of floor 1. Once we complete, destroying these servers and the enemies, because you will need to secure the area as well, that will have completed the floor. But fair warning, this is the one I really screwed myself and had a tough time when doing the servers first, and I had nothing but a bunch of adaptoids left, and it's pretty tough combat. So I suggest you take out the enemies as they show up on this one, or you're going to be left with a huge group at the end. I cut out a lot of time it took me to do this. Trust me. I also had to revive my teammates about 6 times, which I've edited that out, because again, it's just the spawning on this is kind of inconsistent. So sometimes when you defeat an objective the enemies disappear, sometimes it's based on your destruction of the servers, and there's a set amount of enemies, so if you destroy the servers then you'll have to face all of the enemies at once. Again, just trust me, when you got the server floor, take out the guys as they show up. I'd say that's the same thing as destroying the power cores. But you know, you guys can play however you like. You know, may find it easier to take them all out at once. I found it a little challenging personally.
Excellent. AIM server bank is down.
I never got to thank you for keeping my shield safe for me.
If you can gain control of AIM's network temporarily, I can infiltrate their security system. AIM will attempt to initiate a shutdown protocol if they gain access to the terminals. You cannot let them.
This one here is one of the easier floor objectives. Don't focus too much on the enemies. The only ones I'd really focus on if they have the little white objective markers above their heads, like those guys, because they're the ones going to take the points. So if you take them out, the rest of the enemies, they don't seem to have an objective to take points. They're just kind of there to annoy you, I guess. And this one is a wave 2, where after you've completed it, all of the enemies will disappear. So again, just pop around, take the objective points, and wait till you get 100%, and that's it.
AIM has initiated their shutdown protocol. Beginning infiltration. I've breached AIM's security network. Head for the location on your HUD.
And yeet. That's how you do it. If you want to move quickly through the MegaHive missions, skip that preliminary floor and move on to the objective. That's what I do.
These enemies must be defeated.
Alrighty, moving right along. This is floor 3 of 5, so it ain't too bad. I mean, normally these missions take about 20-30 minutes apiece. I think that's a pretty good timeline for me. I like how they broke these up into 8 separate missions as opposed to the other one. I just don't really like each mission to be that long. It's just better potential for having the game crash or having internet issues, what have you. So I much prefer these broken up into 20-30 minute chunks, or you know, some of the war zones they got, they're like 5-minute missions. So you know, I am a big fan of that mission type. I'm sure everybody's entitled to their own opinion though.
The enemies have been defeated. An elite AIM team is close by and on alert. Updating your HUD.
This part right here is one of the parts I'm talking about that you can skip. It's just kind of
There's a
the
chest
preliminary
with gear
room
close
before
by.
the actual objective. Now, however, I don't skip this one, you know, if there's loot chests to be had and stuff. So I think it's worth it to defeat these enemies. You might get loot on the enemies, but you've usually got, you know, a loot box down below, maybe 2 down below, and then at least 1 up above. If you can get it to open, But actually, something I got coming up here, I'll show you. Any hero should be able to open any door, whether it's the hack or smash version. You know, whether you're Hulk or Iron Man, you should be able to open both of the doors now. I mean, depending on if you have somebody on your team, but you should always have somebody on your team that can hack or smash the door open. I mean, you've got 4 characters. It would be pretty tough for you to pick all 4 of one time. I don't even know if that's possible. Anyway, I'll show you guys how to get some of your teammates to open the doors for you if you don't have the ability. And with that, all of the enemies have been defeated. We can move on to looting. And this is the door I was talking about. This is a hack to open door. Hulk cannot hack. So aim at it as if you're going to throw or shoot a projectile. And then press up on the D-pad to tag it if you're on a controller. If you're on PC, I don't know. I'm sorry, man. I play on PC, but I use a controller. So again, just aim at it and then, press the tagging button. You have to be specifically aiming at the console. If you're off by a little bit, it's just going to count it as, a waypoint or something. So, if it's not working for you, try to just re-tag it. But I'm very glad they added that fix in. Thank you, Crystal Dynamics.
Every member of the elite team must be defeated.
Okay, so floor 4 of 5 is defeating an elite team. And you should know what that means. That essentially just means you need to defeat the elite team and them only. There's going to be other enemies as well, but you do not need to take them out. They will disappear once you're done. So if you want, just focus on these guys. If you can tank the damage, it'll help you get through the mission a little bit faster. And all for efficiency. Quick side note, how awesome does this heroic move look? I'm a big fan of these, action sequences and stuff they've got. It's a really good looking game, all that destruction there, knocking all the armor pieces off of him. I know this game gets a lot of hate, and some of it isn't unjust. I do think it needs a lot more content, definitely some fixes here and there. But man, its structure in this game is really good. It's a really good looking game. If they could only add some content to this. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to sound too much like a shill here. And then, so just to be clear, I thought I'd mention, I'm not sponsored. I mean, you can look at my low subscriber and view count. No one's paying me to make this crap. Even if they did, it wouldn't change my opinion. And I'll come out and say I'm obviously a little bit biased towards Marvel. I'm a huge fan of the movies, comic books, and the universe and everything. But again, with that being said, any opinion's my own. I don't want you to think, I'm misleading you, getting paid backdoor or anything like that. I definitely would love some sponsorships, hit me up. But again, I'm not going to change my opinion. I'll always say what's on my mind, at least, within reason on YouTube.
The team are no longer a threat.
Anyway, all rambling aside, we've completed the floor. Moving on to the last one
on
here.
your HUD.
And you can see I skipped that preliminary floor there. Didn't feel like dealing with it. Trying to move this along. You got 8 missions. Let's try to do this quickly.
These enemies must be defeated.
Alright, here we are. This is the final floor of this MegaHive mission. Again, this is the 3rd MegaHive mission. We're going to have to do all 8 if we want to get that sweet exotic gear. Also, too, you're going to get legendary gear, fragments, upgrade modules along the way. You're going to need plenty of those for upgrading your gear, especially if we got, Hawkeye coming out here soon. Again, that February 16th is the next war table. We'll get some news after that on Hawkeye or, whatever's going on with the state of game next. So again, stay tuned. I'll definitely do a video covering that. But, again, you guys can watch the war table yourself on February 16th. see, I decided to have a little fun with this last enemy. Definitely picking on him a little bit, but you know, what do you do? Hulk's not a nice guy. He's angry, right?
The enemies have been defeated. Excellent work. You've dealt another blow to AIM. You're not finished yet.
Thanks for sticking around, watching the video. You know, if you enjoyed it, you know, there's a like button down there just made for you. Let me know if you guys got any other video ideas that you want to see made. You know, let me know down in the comments. And I'll have the rest of the MegaHive missions coming to you soon. Thanks for watching, and take care.